Oh, hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to adjust this camera. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with you. I'm going to put a bunch of stickers on a kit that needs stickers. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw that back at me. Let me know you're here. Let me know who's around. I know Harold's here. Harold is hosting the stream, which I appreciate very much. Thank you, Harold. Let's hit the old applause while I do some other things. Gotta. Our sub information was not present there. Now it is. I used this screen to record some video earlier, and so I had taken those away, and now they're back. We got Aristophan here, keeping it real, casual, and quiet, like Aristophan does, which is totally cool, as always. We got Lashbrook in there. What's up, Lashbrook? Hello, hello. Lashbrook's going to use his points liberally throughout the channel points liberally throughout the stream. That's what we're expecting. Harold, who is here, it's a Saturday. Maybe Harold's going to be here the whole stream. Maybe Harold's going to pop out early. You never know. It's a Saturday. Aristophan did hear me sneeze. That's right. I did sneeze before the stream officially started. You'll hear it in the VOD, but you won't see it on YouTube. Hey, if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, first off, hi. Second, yeah, you didn't get to hear me sneeze. That was pre-show only. I am unusually hyped. I don't know. I think I've got some caffeine in me. I've had a bit of a day. It was a good one. Hopefully we're gonna get a few more folks to join us tonight. Thursday, we had a great crew. I was pleasantly surprised by the turnout on Thursday. We had some people that haven't been here in a bit. We had a gift sub. We had somebody that came in that had "but" in their name who asked a lot of questions and made a lot of comments. And we get those now and again, and that was fun because they seemed nice enough. We finished the Kamaris. We started the Perfume Yuda. You can see some work there. So the Perfume Yuda, as you can tell, is going to be fairly small. These one-piece boats are pretty small, but lots of detail that we use via sticker. And a cool thing that we'll look in the overhead that I'll mention that I didn't know until I started working on the kit. There's an option in here that I think is actually fucking cool as hell. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But first and foremost, hi. We are waiting. We're going to see if a few more folks want to join us. If they don't, that's okay. If they do, heck yeah. If they come in late, that's fine as well. When I build things that are not Gundams or Lego, here's the thing. My builds are expensive, very cool Gundam that people can't afford. Something that I've never, either a style or something I've never built before. Lego. One Piece. One Piece is, while it is a popular anime throughout the world, and it is not the most exciting model kits that I build on the stream, but I think they look neat. I think the Polar Tang, Law's submarine ship, is one of my favorite weird little kits. But I understand these do not hit everybody hard. Shout out to Ultron out there who picked this kit up for me, but I like them and I don't mind building them. Now I'm going to be doing a poll because we'll be done with this on Monday, I suspect. So on Monday, so I'll have a new kit started, and I have 4 things that are available. And my $10 patrons are going to vote on what I should build next, and I don't know what they're going to pick. I assume they're going to pick the RE100 kit that's available, but they might not. They might pick the high grade, but I bet the Gundam wins over something from let's see. Oh, we got a Dragon Ball. Dragon Balls do pretty well. We haven't done one in a while. And then I also have a I have no idea because we've only done one of them. If Kamen Rider, because if you want to talk obscure, I would say Kamen Rider. The fact that it is popular throughout the world, but not popular in the United States, is probably the most obscure thing I've built on stream. I would say if I looked at everything, it would probably be the most obscure property that I have built. Certainly, even Ninjago might be more popular in the United States, which is just an in-house brand. I'm kind of rambling a little bit. Like I said, I got weird energy today. Today's been a weird day. All right, let's go to the overhead. I'm going to first of all, I'm going to retweet my tweet. See if we can get a few more people in there. Hey, if you're not following me on Twitter, Twitter is the best way to know when I go live, to see my schedule, to get updates about my schedule, to know what I'm going to build that day. Also, I dipped below 7,000 followers on Twitter, and I would like to get back up to 7,000. I think I'll get there during PAX. Usually that does okay. Just putting my Twitter handle out there on the Easy Baking Challenge should do it. But I did drop below 7,000, and that does bother me a little bit. Not major, believe me. But 7,000 is a cool number, and I was above it, and now I'm not. And I'm like, meh, you know, meh, eh. I noticed it today, and I was like, oh, okay. But that's all right. That's not the biggest deal in the world. Anyway, let's go to the overhead. So, first and foremost, let me know in the chat right now, has anyone ever bought or sold anything via Facebook Marketplace? Or do you only go on Facebook Marketplace by accident because you clicked on the wrong thing? Let me know in the comments right now in chat if you ever used Facebook Marketplace, buying or selling. Because I will tell you that up until today, my answer was no. And I guess my answer is still no today. It's still no. But I did try. Haven't bought or sold, but I browse it when I'm bored. Aristophan says there's a Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, Facebook made their own Craigslist basically, but just for selling things. Yeah, it's a Craigslist. It's Facebook made their own, like pages, and you can join groups like, New York whatever, or by like topic. Like if you sell computer components, you could join a regional or local computer thing. I should have jumped on a Geo cab for $100 when I saw it. Facebook is dating now. Yes, they also have dating. Facebook dating I've never looked at. But I've never tried to use it. Today was my first day trying to use it. Hello, Jam. Welcome. So I did attempt to make a sale today. I have a alto saxophone, which I used to be able to play. All right, we put a sticker on here. We're going to put a sticker on here. Now, I'm not sure. This next sticker, I'm not sure if I should put the sticker on first or the piece on first. I think I'm going to put the piece on first because it'll make the sticker easier to line up. I'm going to talk about a specific thing here, but I'll say this, right? Tried to sell my saxophone. I got a lot of, is this still for sale? And I would say yes, and then I would not hear anything back. I got one person that did not want to come to Williamsburg, but wanted to buy my saxophone and wanted me to come to Carroll Gardens. And I said, okay, yes. And even hit pending, like I was going to sell this thing. And then that person never got back to me with where in Carroll Gardens I should go in order to make this transaction. Did mention cash, which I love hearing. Cash is the best. And that didn't happen. So, and then somebody was like, I'm not going to Williamsburg. And I was like, okay. We could work something out. I could come to you if you want to work something out, or find a place that works for both of us. And they were like, I'm in New Jersey. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to New Jersey to sell you my alto saxophone. And I think that's reasonable. I am at a disadvantage because my current, hello Silver Streak, welcome. My current area, the subway is being annoying, so it makes it inconvenient for people to come out to make a purchase, which I understand. I should probably put my location in the subject area to prevent people from wasting their own time. So today was not a good day for that. I'm going to try tomorrow. I'm not going to New Jersey to sell you my sax. Is an odd concept. Yes. Hello, Silver Streak. You did pop in an interesting time. Today I, for the first time ever, attempted to sell an item via Facebook Marketplace. Facebook's answer to Craigslist, or more reasonably, like like the back of newspapers when that was a thing, classifieds. So I attempted to sell my alto saxophone via Facebook Marketplace. It did not work out. I deleted the entry, and I'm going to try again fresh. I think on Monday. I'll wake up early on Monday and try to do it because I don't have anything super busy going on Monday. Because I'll travel if it's convenient via subway to get there. Whatever, couple bucks to make some money. That sounds reasonable. The main thing is my saxophone is just sitting in my living room because I can't play it here. I can't play it in a house. I used to have a place I could play it, and I hate seeing it, knowing I can't play. And it needs a little repair here and there. The case is not cool. The case is kind of garbo, but it's still a very fine working saxophone. You buy yourself a reed, you're good to go. So anyway, about this kit. So there's a lot of stickers on this kit. Look at all these stickers here. We're gonna have a lot of sticker work to do later. But right now, the important thing to notice is we're building part of the front of the ship. And you're saying to yourself, Pat, but does that say that you could put a sticker or a water transfer on here if you wanted to? And the answer is yes. If I wanted to, I could put this sticker on and then put the decal on over it. Now, am I going to do that? No. I'm just going to use the sticker instead. After the fact, I may change my mind and use some water transfers, but a regular old sticker, while it might not even look cool, is at the very least is something I know I can apply. Nightflash says, that's awesome. I agree. I think that's really cool. There is another sticker that we'll come to later that gives you the option of using the sticker or the water transfer. You can see that there's the different for the Jolly Roger there. And I think that's cool. I don't know if I've seen that before. I may have seen that on a Gundam here and there, but considering how many stickers we have here, I think that's a really nice touch because, as you know, I'm not the best with water transfers. I'm getting better, but I have way more confidence in my ability to put a sticker on than anything else, which for me is also, throughout the course of this channel, I've gotten better. So Facebook Marketplace, I'm going to try again, and I'll keep you all posted if I can sell myself a saxophone. So we're putting the sticker on here. I put the piece on first so that I could use the sticker. I could use the piece that I added on to line up my sticker properly. And then we'll just press it down. And that turned out pretty good. So that's cool. Yeah, so I went with the sticker. And if I wanted to, I could put the water transfer on top of it. And that'll really pop. Or I could take the sticker off and just put the water transfer on there. But I think the sticker looks just fine. Also, hey, if you don't like the look of stickers on this kit, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be stickers. We will have plenty of transfers like these that have to go on that we will do our best with. I'm not prepared to do that tonight, though, so that'll be Monday. I did not have a cup of water, so I will not be able to do that. Oh, we got a subscriber from Solf there. Tier 1 for 10 months. Thank you very much, Solf. We're going to hit the old applause there. Let's hit some emotes. Thank you very much for renewing your subscription. A reminder, folks, if you use your Twitch Prime coin, you got to manually renew it. But if you use Cash Money, it does it. But if you are renewing, or you were renewed automatically, hit that notification button. Let me know. I like seeing it. All right, so this is going to go on. We got some stickers that have to go on this thing too. So this is going to go here, like this. And this is going to go on. There we go. All right, that just goes to the front of the boat like that. And then we've got more to attach soon. That's fine. Text message there. Joke just woke up. Time to ship. Indeed, Ultron. Welcome. We are working on the boat. We are putting some stickers on here. So we will. We've got some stickers to apply to our to a piece here. So we have to get the piece out. So we'll get the piece out that we need. We will apply the stickers, and then we will attach it to the ship. Try to get a base of our ship going here. The Perfume Yuda, Boa Hancock's ship, for the Kuda pirate. Kuda? Yeah, I think it's Kuda. Yes, so the pirate crew. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. And we've got stickers to put on. Weird, right? That we have stickers we have to put on this part of the boat. When you're working with model kits of the high-grade variety, you're often dealing with stickers instead of some detailing work, or instead of like 3 pieces of plastic, there's 1 piece of plastic and 2 stickers to different color, or maybe adding some depth to it or detail. When you're working in the one-piece kits, the no-named kits, it is a lot of the detail is being done here. Instead of having this piece be a couple of gray pieces that you then clamp on some red, instead it's all red, and then we're just applying a bunch of stickers to add the color to it. We are using stickers to do the work. And while I do think a lot of these kits require too many stickers, generally, I do think that the outcome is very solid, is good looking. I do think in the end, you end up with a cool looking ship. I'm working on the HG Asimar right now, and it's 2005 kit and has 5 stickers. Yeah, I mean, high grades are going to have even master grades. Master grades mainly have stickers for the eyes, stickers for parts of the helmet, stickers for the scope on the gun, that kind of thing. Whereas a high grade is going to have stickers for the arms and the legs, and what on a master grade would be an underlining clear piece. Instead, it's just going to be a sticker you put on the kneecap because that's where it looks cool and where they added some definition when they were building it out. My big thing is to do my best to not skip a sticker, which shouldn't be a problem, but certainly could be a problem. All right, that's 58 is this piece here. And that's also, that's 59, okay. Because I can already see that, over here there's a sticker. And there's 3 stickers. There's 3 stickers here. So I got to make sure that when after I do this, I put those stickers that have to go there. Which I might notice later. But most likely I will notice when it's done and I go, shit. As it is, I pulled up 2 stickers here, so I will just put one of them back best I can. If you pull up an extra one here, as you can see, what I end up doing, you probably can't see it, it's over here, is I just kind of, I didn't put it all the way back. I'm just letting it kind of sit there, because that way I can see it, and it shouldn't dry out. But hopefully we'll apply the other way. I am using an X-Acto knife. I do recommend X-Acto knives for work like this. Tweezers might also be perfectly good, but this is what I'm working with. Okay, so I want to talk to you about tech, right? As many of you know, my day job for many, many years, and currently the thing that I am most suited for and best at, is light and sound production for variety of comedy pursuits. Um, I am good at running lights and sound and etc. for comedy performances and comedy venues. That is legitimately what I am best at, best suited for, have the most experience doing. Um, um, and throughout the years, I have learned a lot when it comes to the best way to produce things. So, most shows that I do these days, we'll just say these days, we'll talk in specifics of these days, generalities. This is what shows need. Um, Music for when people come up on the stage and when they leave. Some sort of note of the time that has passed because it's a stand-up show or it's an improv show, and they're like, "Hey, let us know when it's been this long." So some sort of indication. I have an app on my phone called Big Screen um, that I use where you can write whatever text you want, and I literally just write this, so that way they can see the red, and then I can go like that, and maybe they can see the words. Some people use the light on their phone, but I think that that isn't elegant. So that's how I light people. It's just a flashing red thing, and probably the motion of my hand in the background of it does a lot too. Um, get a little chance to get light come up there. So, and then there may be a video component. Maybe they have a clip. Maybe they made a funny PowerPoint. Maybe they got an image they want up. So I've learned over the years how to best put all those things together. Uh, I'm currently working in a place that has a Mac, so using QLab is the best chance for that. I dump all the music I want to use. I dump the videos I want. I dump the images. If someone sent me an animated GIF, it doesn't really work in QLab, but I will use an online resource to turn that animated GIF into a movie and then just loop the movie. Yeah. So I'm figuring all that out. I'm putting those things in there. I could go more broad with lighting cues, and I could get very granular with that. But basically, QLab is what I use. Now, if I am on a PC, if for instance I am using my laptop for a venue. Mudan has a comment about the S bar. It's cute. It looks like it's wearing a hoodie. Ooh, yeah, it does. You know, you're not wrong there. Good eye, Mudan. It transforms into a donut. So, for a a PC, if you're dealing with stuff, now you can extend the desktop and full screen things, and then just drag things over, and you can do things like, oh, I've got a slideshow, and I'm going to control it from my window and project it to the other. So you do stuff like that. So if you have video, if you have photos, if you have music, your best bet is to make a PowerPoint. And unfortunately, that's been the answer for a very long time. Now, if you're in a seasoned tech booth, if you're working in a venue that has a lot of a space for equipment, you can get a little fancier. You can have a video switcher. You can have a laptop that is dedicated just for video and photos that you run separately from your audio. So you have multiple computers. You can have a Blu-ray player with a USB plug-in, so you can just put video files and photos on a USB and use that, and have a preview monitor. You've got a bunch of different options. One of the problems with running through PowerPoint is that PowerPoint, depending on your system, doesn't like big video files. Now, some programs don't save video, and you can get around this, but most of the time, if you're saving a PowerPoint, it saves everything embedded. It embeds your videos. And that's good, because then it's not looking for an outside source. It's not opening in something else. Sometimes when people are making Keynote, which is a good program, if they're using Google Slides, they embed a YouTube video, but they're not embedding the YouTube video. They're embedding a link that just opens in YouTube, which is a different thing. It's not saved locally. And saving locally is generally the way to go. But what you end up happening is sometimes you end up with a very large PowerPoint presentation. And most of the time, you're making it full screen on your device, and sitting out there, and you can't really do other things. You can't really edit things, and also, as you're making this PowerPoint bigger and bigger, you're running the risk of it not working anymore. So PowerPoint hasn't been a great solution lately, especially as people start making bigger and bigger video files because they want it to look better. So I've been looking for an alternative. QLab is just for Macs, and I run a PC laptop. I have a PC desktop. So I'm fine with at work using QLab. I'm semi-confident in it, but at the very least competent in it. But I have wondered, is PowerPoint the best thing for my needs? Now, if you've ever seen me do panels at PAX, you know that I use PowerPoint for most of the stuff I do. I make a deck in PowerPoint. That is a convenient way for me to do what I'm trying to do. I use for improvised postmortem. Well, that's just a bunch of slides with images or words. That's very easy to make in PowerPoint. I can make that in Google Slides. I just happen to make it in PowerPoint. But then, if we're looking at other options for things, I'm like, okay, well, I kind of want to have like a playlist of things, and I just click on what I want to play, and then it'll be projected. Because when I do 404ing it, I have to put it all in a PowerPoint, and I have to know the order of things I want to go to most of the time, and I have to like be prepared for everything to work exactly how I need it to work, and work, when it needs to work, and hope that it all works out and that PowerPoint doesn't crash. And I've been thinking lately, I don't like relying on that program. I would like to have more control. I would like to have my monitor on my laptop have the text, and I can jump around and then project what I want to project when I want to project it. I have not solved the audio problem when it comes to this. I would have to have a separate program for that. But I can tell you that PAX East, I will be attempting a different way of doing things. And I had to modify things to my liking. I had to mix things up. I am using it in a way it was probably not intended. But the solution to my problem, my specific, very odd problem, is VLC. That's right. The thing what you use when you want to watch anime torrents. And you have all your codecs. The thing that you would use because you didn't like Media Player. VLC. VLC is the answer. Now I have to heavily modify how I use it. I have to go in, make it so that at the end of each video or anything, it stops and pauses and doesn't go on to the next thing. Because by default, it only flashes images in a slideshow. It doesn't leave the image up. So you have to make it do that, which is fine because you want that. You want that control. You have to make it so that this is the annoying thing right now. So you can, in VLC, choose how you want which monitor it goes to, right? And you can set up so that the menu doesn't disappear. So you can have the menu in 2, and you can have the videos play in 1. Now, you should be able to choose monitor 2, because most of the time, if you're plugging a laptop or a desktop, you have multiple monitors, you plug in something, most of the time, your main device is considered 1 by default, and whatever you're using is considered 2. But, as far as I can tell, even though it says you should be able to do it, it does not work. VLC will not do that. If I have my laptop out and I'm using the menu in VLC and I double click on the thing I want to project, it will go to 1 no matter what. So you have to, in display settings, change that to whatever external thing has to become the new number 1, which is annoying. And it's a thing you have to do and remember to do. And that is an annoying thing that I'm not thrilled about. But it does mean that theoretically, what I want to do will work. because the videos that I was importing and trying to use made my PowerPoint so big that if you hit save, it basically the program stops responding because it takes so long to save, and that makes me nervous. I'll still have the program out, or I'll still have a PowerPoint done, because that's just smart to have a backup. Oh, have I ever talked about backups with y'all before? I don't know if I have. So when I go to PAX for improvised postmortem is there's a PowerPoint. It has the names of the contestants. It has the names of their performers. It has their fake video game title. It has the lightning round, right? It's just a bunch of slides. I have it as a PowerPoint on my laptop. I have it as a PowerPoint on a USB. I have it as a PowerPoint on my Google Drive. I also have a Google Slideshow that is just the same thing. I also have it saved as a PDF on my computer and my USB and on my Google Drive. I also have it saved as a bunch of images on my USB and on my computer and on my Google Drive. And I also have it, because that's how I made the keynote, or not the keynote, sorry. That's how I made the Google slideshows, just making all the slides images and then making them a new thing. I also have it as a PDF and a keynote on my phone, and I have an adapter that does lightning from my phone to HDMI so that I can run it off my phone if I had to. Because even though I have never had an issue with my laptop, which has native HDMI, I'm not using any adapters, my laptop has native HDMI and has never, ever had an issue where I have not been able to, I dropped a piece of the thing, I'll have to find it. I have not been able to project and use it. I still have a dozen backups, because what I don't want to do is walk into a room half an hour before my panel, not actually get to start because things are running late, plug in my laptop and find out that they changed something and my laptop does not work in this space. Or I go to a convention, a place I've never been to, and find out, oh, you can't use this. Now, could I just read this stuff off my phone and tell people what the name of the thing is? Yeah, but having that element of it show up, that's important. Now, we're talking about a show like 404ing it. Even talking about a show about Pat Baer's Anime Club, where I want to have reference material. I want to have images. I want to have video. But especially a show like 404ing it, which is all about video. It's me showing you video. It becomes essential. That's why I got my gaming laptop. Because it has native HDMI out, and I'm not working with adapters. I used to run 404ing it years ago off my iPad because it was convenient, but I'm never doing that again. Because one time I went to a place and that place was like, oh yeah, for whatever reason it hates iPads, and I was like, what? So I had to get a friend to bring their laptop. Oof. So never again. So I know that for improvised postmortem, I am way over prepared. I know that for Pat Baer's Anime Club, I'm going to be way over prepared. But especially because I'm going to be running Pat Baer's Anime Club differently than I've ever run the Tech for a panel before, I'm not gonna fuck it up. Because yes, an hour of me and very funny, cool people that I invited to be on that panel talking about anime in a loud voice, we could do that with no visuals. But if I'm going to tell you that you should watch a show, you better be damn sure that I want to point at a thing, to be like, look at this character, look at this person, look at this thing. It's difficult for me to tell you that that a guy in one of these shows is a creepy weirdo unless you're looking at an image of him. To be like, Yeah, Akira, this guy Akira in Yowamushi Pedal is a real creep. Part of his thing is that he psychologically messes with people, but also is just a real weird looking dude. He's a weird dude. And like, I can tell you that, but if you see him, you're like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. Like, you get it better if you can see the visual of it. So to me, that's very important, is to be able to have those things. Um, so VLC, because I was looking for like, here's the thing: most of the actual alternatives um, uh, um, to what I'm looking for, QLab, don't for PC, aren't doing the things I want to do. They're doing the integrating lighting, working with DMX, doing all this stuff that like running a full show. That, and it's expensive and it's not freeware. They're solving those problems, and that's great. But that is not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm trying to, as best I can, and for, like for cheaply as I can, I'm trying to run a bunch of images and video off a playlist and have them show up on another monitor and give me the control. And it's a very specific thing, because most of the time, that is not a thing that you find. You don't have a bunch of video projected out there for people like I'm doing. That I am doing a very odd thing. I'm not the only person in this world that's doing it. I want to tell you about how long I've been doing shit like this, so you can understand what I'm talking about. The original Mac Mini did not do dual monitoring by default. Eventually, you could hack it so it did. But the Mac, when you bought a Mac Mini, which was what someone bought and donated to the UCB Theater back in the day in like 2005, they donated a Mac Mini. So if I had something on that Mac Mini that I wanted to project, like a PowerPoint or an open office file, I had to make it full screen on the computer, unplug the cable from the Mac Mini, and then plug in a different cable that adapted to our projector, or that went to a cable to our projector. I had to hot swap, and then I had to like look out to see what was on the projector. So that's what I had to do. I would lose the computer completely, and then eventually, eventually you start getting I'm asking people, or then I'm collecting information like videos and burning them to DVDs, or putting them on a USB drive, because I can play that on a DVD player, and that's going to work better. But I'll tell you this makes it sound like I was teching in the 90s, and I was not. I was teching in the early 2000s. When I first showed up at UCB Theater in 2003 to learn how to do tech, here's how video ran. First of all, nobody had video. Nobody had video, because it was hard to produce video. But occasionally a couple people would record things like on their camera, their Super 8, and sometimes they would bring in a Super 8 tape, and maybe they knew somebody that knew how to edit and burn it to a DVD. And they had to have a DVD player, and we made it work. But what we had when I first moved in was a VCR. And that VCR, we had a coax splitter coming out of the VCR that went to two coax cables that ran along the ceiling and dropped down to two televisions that you would plug in to the coax in the back. And then I had power cables going back to the tech booth. So what I would do is, if there was video in a show, I would flip the switch that would power on the TVs so they weren't on throughout the whole show. And then I would press play on the VCR, have my monitor, and have that. So I had to turn the TVs off when I needed to, if I had to fast forward or whatever, or like find where I needed in the video so it didn't go out to people when they didn't need to see it. That's what I used to do A friend of mine made flash animations, and I had no way of presenting them. He was very early, very smart, very early on in that. So his solution was that he got his Xbox. He cracked his Xbox and did all the stuff you do in an old original Xbox. Then hooked up his Xbox to his television, and he had loaded an external hard drive, had the flash video on there, and then he played it, and then hit record on the VCR and taped the flash animation that was playing on the television onto a VHS tape. So he'd hand me a VHS tape and be like, "Here's the VHS tape." So we can have this very crude flash animation in our show. And I will tell you this. People lost their goddamn minds because we were projecting on a projector flash animation in a show in 2003. This seems like the most nonsense thing I am telling you. But please understand that at the time, this fucking ruled. Then, my friend Doug was like, "Hey, you know, my laptop is a Mac. We could play video on that for my show." Y'all ever see a clamshell Macintosh? You ever see that thing? It literally feels like a clamshell. Did you know what the video output of that is? The video output on a clamshell isn't S-video. It isn't micro anything. It isn't VGA. It isn't DVI. A clamshell Mac, if you wanted to get a video signal off that, which I'm sure plenty of people didn't know was a thing you could do. Here's what you did, if that's what you wanted. No, Thunderbolt. No, Lashbrook, not Thunderbolt. Firewire. That's a good guess. It did have Firewire. No, Lashbrook, you plugged in to the audio jack. Because the 8-inch audio jack, you would plug in to an adapter that was red, white, yellow. And so you split the signal. That's how you got your video signal. Was RCA to 8-inch, the headphone jack. Apple clamshell laptops use the audio jack to get video signal out. And eventually, hey, the 17-inch, those big old things, had native S-video outs, and it was the best. For a long time, S-video was the best thing you were going to get. So I loved S-video. I think the adapter wasn't great. You know, the pins weren't great, but the quality was good. I did so many nonsense convoluted things to make video work for years and years and years. Now you just run SDI to Aja's, and you make sure that your iMacs aren't the current. Here's the thing with Aja. And this is the closest I get to Vinny Caravella shit, right? Is Aja boxes, AJA, convert SDI to HDMI. So what you do is you have your source, you plug your source into an Aja box. The other end is SDI cables that run however you need them to run. Then at the other end, you plug that into another Aja box, and you plug that Aja box into your output. Projector, monitors, a box that then splits out, that boosts the HDMI and splits it out. Because running HDMI cables is expensive and not the best choice, and then you need boosters. Running SDI, you're doing fine. Here's the thing. For Aja boxes, sometimes need firmware upgrades, or you need to run a program on the device to send a signal because technically a lot of HDMI is protected, and the thing you're trying to do, it's just like, no, stop it. What are you trying to do to me right now? So you have to trick it to allow it. I gotta find 48 here. Believe me when I tell you that even though the current place I work at uses VGA, and I don't like that, I think it's outdated and annoying that I have to run VGA to projectors. There's 3 projectors in our venue, which is also too many projectors. But putting that aside, how there are too many projectors that I have to deal with, the fact that it's VGA is annoying is still 1,000 times better than anything else. Also, I found out that I have a Lightning to VGA adapter, so I can plug my phone in, and then my phone can work on any of the screens, which only really matters if you want to do you want to do those Instagram quizzes. You could plug a phone in, or you could go live with it in an Instagram video, and then I could find that Instagram video on my phone and watch it, and then project it out to people. That is a thing you can do, or you can do it on your own phone. So my phone can go VGA out to the monitor, to the projectors at my work, the theater that I occasionally work at. But yeah, I did S-video adapters, I did S-video switchers, RCA switchers, black burst. Y'all ever heard of black bursts? Black bursts are great. There are these tiny little boxes that just send a black image signal. And you power it up, and you put it RCA or coax, coax to RCA, or however you want to do it, SCI, to your switcher, so that you're not sending a lack of signal, because some TVs, if you don't send them something, they will, not all projectors are usually good, but some also projectors will show like the no signal. Sometimes if you have no signal to a TV, they just go blue and you can't do anything about it. So you need a black burst, which just sends a black signal to everything. So one of your things on your video switcher is just a black burst. This was a thing that I was so mad didn't exist for a very long time. And then when it did, it was so expensive. But I was like, this was years ago, and I don't recommend doing this. I did it because I was young and foolish. I said, don't give me a raise, buy this. I did end up getting a raise that year, but the quality of life was my quality of work was so improved by the addition of this device that I was willing to take the hit. I want to point out here, we used a sticker here. You can see the sticker instead of the water transfer, which you can see there. We could theoretically swap them out, or we could put this on top if we wanted to use that, but we're using the sticker, and I think that's cool. I think the sticker does just good enough of a job. We don't need it. But yeah, video production has come a long way. Nowadays, most theater spaces have a computer and a projector, and you're just making it a second monitor, and you're outputting video through whatever functionality you want to use to project those images. Yeah, it is an odd, strange thing that people like that I've learned throughout the many years of doing this. I have gotten marginally better at that kind of stuff, and I just learned. I didn't learn how to use a lot of programs until I learned some stuff last year. I'm constantly learning things and trying to better myself and get better at the things I'm doing. this experiment in VLC isn't just to make my life easier at PAX. It'll give me the ability, or did I say OBS when I meant VLC? I don't know. Using VLC, the idea of using VLC, if this works, then I have a way of, when I'm traveling and doing shows in various locations, if I'm a tech and I'm getting asked to work in a space, now I don't have to have PowerPoint open to have my videos play. I have an alternative that will work better, and then I don't have to, because what ends up happening is I have like my iPad for sound cues, which I don't like because that's a touch interface. I think that's a terrible idea, which I've had to do, and instead, or a trigger program. Because also most trigger programs that you can get for iOS and various other things, those are for sound effects or lighting. They're not for video generally. You really have to play around with things and do things in a way that is not intended in order to get that to work. So I don't recommend doing that. But yeah, part of that is like, I'm going to try this for this. If I can get back some functionality and have like tabs open, I'll play music in iTunes here, and then I'll play video and photos in VLC. That will save me a lot of trouble. The one downside right now with VLC is like when you close out of a thing, there's how do I put this? PowerPoint, you can just put a slide that's black. So you can go from video to image to slide, a black slide to image to video to black slide, and whatever you need. VLC, I would have to make, what I would need to do is like I have to create black slides and put it in there and double click on them. And it's not the worst problem in the world, but it is more annoying to do that. And like you just need to get like a black image that you then have to put in order and have multiples of them, and it's less. It's doable, but it's less intuitive because. But I'm figuring it out. It's a lot of weird technical stuff for stuff that I understand does not apply to anyone. But I also, it's not that I'm trying to demystify what I do, but I also like. I'm not working tomorrow night because someone made the decision that I am not needed for graduation performances. Two of the graduation performances that are happening tomorrow at the theater that I work in are improv. One of them is improv to sketch. So it will be, oops, I almost missed something. Oh no, I almost missed something, folks. I was getting heated and I almost missed a piece, but I caught it. Got to put these stairs in here. Is improv to sketch. So there'll be sketch performances and there will be cues in them. And the person made the decision that they were going to manage and tech those shows, and they're going to do all that together, and they'll save money, and it's a business, and so I get it. But also, it ain't that easy. And this person's going to have to learn the hard way that they're asking for a headache when instead they could have just paid me to do a really good job and do my job. Because I'm very good at what I do. I have never said this on a live stream. I'm getting a little sassy, and that's performative, so I understand that. But there was an award show in New York City run by comics for comics. It didn't mean anything, but it did mean something. Originally, it was called the Emerging Comics in New York Award. They eventually just made it the ECNY Awards. And I need to tell you, and this is a brag. There's nothing humble about this brag. There's nothing ironic. This is that I won Best Tech in New York City. And then the next year, I was up for Best Tech in New York City, and I won again. And originally, you could only win 2 times in a row. They changed that for technical categories because the pool was smaller, certainly, but also because the third year I was still the best tech in New York City. So I won that award 3 years in a row. For 3 years in a row, I was honored as best tech in New York City. And I will tell you this, they were not wrong. The folks that voted for me, the industry people that voted for me, the other comics that voted for me, they were not wrong. I was, and still am, the best tech in New York City. There is no one better than me. Ultron. It was an ear of corn. It was an ear of corn. The very first year it was a donkey that had spring in it, and then it became an ear of corn. So I will say I would have worn that a fourth year, but I chose not to be. I chose to pull my name from the nomination, and then corn and donkeys, both fine. Yeah. I ended up pulling my name from from being able to be nominated, so I could give out the award. And then I did a bit. I did a bit like comedians were going to write bits, and they were like, hey, if you want to write a bit before you can give out the award, like let us know, you can do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I want to do a tech bit. And they were like, okay, what's the bit? And I was like, I want to come up on stage and pretend like I was running late, and I'm going to ask the tech people for a bunch of things, and I'm going to be annoyed when they can't instantly do it. And I will do it so over the top that it'll be obvious. And the person who was producing the show goes, I don't get it. And the person who was teching the show at the venue went, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. All right, cool. And I was like, you get it. And he was like, yeah, I get it. So because this was just going to be cathartic for all of the tech people. And there were people who did not get the joke. So I come out and go like, hey, did you get the email I sent you? Oh, I guess I didn't send it. Anyway, do you have this song? I don't know the name of it, but it goes like bum 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 bum, and then on the mic the person goes, Seven Nation Army, and I go, no, that's not it. Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. And then they play it, and I'm like, cool. Hey, what kind of lighting effects do we have? And they're like, the show is happening. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? Let's just do it. And then I do something, and I'm like, I can see why you didn't win this award. Which, people did not get the joke. But for me, that was like my little like cathartic, like, all right, y'all ask for too much. Because that's the thing, right? Hey, if you're going to perform in front of an audience, if you're going to do anything, if you're doing a presentation, you got IT department coming in for a thing, and whatever it is in your work or your play, right? If a friend of yours is running a LAN party and you have a special request, you get that shit in early, you test that shit out on your own, and you don't ask for things. You never, the night of a show, in the venue, ask the tech, hey, do you have this? Because guess what? They don't have the song they don't have that song. Maybe they have Spotify. Maybe they have YouTube Premium. Maybe they have, they have software they can rip stuff off of YouTube. But they might not have the time. They might not have the internet. Might be wonky at that venue, or the internet might not be working at all at that venue. They don't have the song that you're asking for. Why would they? They've never heard of this obscure band that isn't on Spotify or YouTube, but you know them. Don't send somebody a SoundCloud link. If you need a thing, you bring it. You bring it on USB, but you also upload it to your Dropbox or your Google Drive. You send it in an email. You send it as a video. You rip the MP3 off of YouTube using 4K downloader or whatever you use. Whatever, internal service is working right now. 4K downloader is an app, but it is the best app right now anyway for particularly what I'm talking about. You do whatever you need to do to get it done. You get it to the people. You don't ask for a thing. If you're doing a sketch and it has a telephone ring the night before, 2 days before the show, you email and go, hey, I'm doing this show at this time. I don't know when I'm up. Here's the copy of the script. Would you prefer it as a cue sheet? Here's the full script. If you'd like that, I can bring a printed copy if you want. Also, here's the sound effect I would like for this. There's plenty of silence at the beginning and the end of it. I edited it in Audacity to put... There's no silence at the beginning of it. I'm sorry. There's just silence at the end. A video, you put a little bit of black before it and a little bit of black after for coverage. So it's not like a weird frozen face at the end of your video if you're making a video. I don't expect any... Look, there might be one person that this applies to and this helps. But you will be a hero. Because I will tell you this right now. The people that go out of their way to make the tech's life easier, I do not forget you. I will never forget you. You send me things. You reply to my emails reaching out. You tell me what you need. You tell me how you need it. What's the best way to get a thing to you to make it so life is easier for you. Like you go out of your way to just make life just a little bit easier. I will never forget that shit. I will always remember that shit. Anyway, I've been ranting about tech. Let's take a pause for the cause, folks. We got more to build here. We got more stickers to apply. We're going with it. There's just every step of the way, there's just more stickers. And there's more stickers to put on the parts of the ship that we are currently building here. Some of our decks here, our pagodas. But yeah, first and foremost, are you a subscriber to Build with Baer? If you are, let's throw that bear cave, that Lego, that Scythe emote in the chat right now. Let the people know what's up, that you're out there, that you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber right now, consider it. I think you use your Twitch Prime, you get your Amazon Prime, you link with your Twitch. You could give someone a subscription if you wanted to be that person. Like Butter Knives did 2 days ago. If you use Twitch Prime coin, remember you have to manually renew. Yes, Silver Streak. Silver Streak has also gifted a sub before in the past. It's top of the leaderboard, tied with Butter Knives for one gifted sub, which is radical. Also, now Silver Streak just gifted one sub. That's 10 total on the channel. My buddy Ian is now a subscriber. That's awesome. And you also gifted some sort of emote, I guess. I don't know. They have weird gift things you get. But let's all thank Silver Streak. Thank you so much, Silver Streak. Not only are you helping a friend of mine receive something cool, you also are helping me, and I appreciate that very much. I'm going to go through this real quick. As you know, these are just quick ways of supporting the stream. If that's something you would like to do, you could do it. And I'm going to click on various ways to make that happen in just a moment. I have to just get to it. Got to open up Nightbot commands. So today I put out a Patreon video. I have a Patreon. I don't know. You probably know that. $1, $3, $5, $10. everyone from $1 up to 10 got this Q&A video. It is the only exclusive thing I do on the internet. Is I do one Q&A video a month for my Patreon. I answer usually like 2 questions. Neither question that I got today were related at all to building. One was about cosplay, and one was about, I can't remember what the other one was about. I can't even remember, but it was not about model kit building. So that was fun. So that's a tease, but I legitimately cannot remember what the question was. But yeah, I got 2 questions, and it was about, I'll tell you, it was about video games that I'm excited about that are coming out. So yeah, my Patreon, it is a way to support me. The $10 Patreon supporters are going to have a chance to vote soon about what I build after this. I also have donations. Anything you donate through, everything I make through Patreon, through donations in this way, through Twitch, all goes into buying model kits. After this, I have 4 things in my backlog. That is only a couple weeks of building. So money I get in lets me buy things, which is very helpful. I also have an Amazon wish list. You could be like Ultron, who bought a kit, and now I'm building the kit that Ultron bought me to build. I'm now building it. He bought it, I build it. Hey, the Pikachu Pokepla is on sale right now for $16 with free Amazon shipping. That's a good deal. I got some inexpensive kits here, some more expensive kits, some high grades. The Mew versus Mewtwo, which is not Lego, but are good. Those are good. Ice cream truck Lego set. That's $20. That seems fun. I put the Astaroth from IBO Side Story, which is a cool little red kit, high grade. I just put that on the wish list. I put a new to me Kamen Rider. There's a pre-order for Bardock, the figure rise of Bardock from Dragon Ball. That's Goku's dad. I could build Goku's dad. I put that. That's pre-ordered. That's not coming out to the end of the month, but it's up for pre-order. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there, and then you could buy it, and then I'll build it on stream. That's how that works. But yeah, I added some new stuff because I thought that would be neat to do. You could also buy a gift card from USA Gundam Store and send me that code. That is another way to support the stream if that's something you'd like to do. But you're under no obligation to do that. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is hang out. You don't have to do anything. Subscribing is great. Bits and coins are always great. You could jump in the bit and coin leaderboard. Right now, the bit leaderboard is just Harold. So 40 bits and you would topple Harold's lead in the bits and coins. But obviously, no obligation to do that. Let's see. I have a Patreon. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. People post photos of stuff they're working on, and then I post photos after every stream. So if you miss a stream, you can see the work I've done, and that is fun and a nice little community there, just like this community. Let's see. Oh yeah. If you missed the Anime Awards last weekend, I put together a quick video where I go through it, talk about the things I really fundamentally disagree with, and the things that I think are great. So that video I think is worth checking out. And Baering the List, I ranked using Tier Maker my favorites and least favorites characters from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. And that's a pretty funny video. I think it's pretty fun. I don't know if it's funny, but it's fun. I'm going to retweet that, we're still going here. Just going to retweet. Still hour 2. And we'll get going with that. And then I'll talk about some anime. I think I'm done talking about tech stuff anyway, so it's a perfect time to transition into anime. It feels a little odd to be working on a kit from a show that I'm currently not watching, but I'm going to get caught up, but I'm just going to binge One Piece. Probably when the season is wrapping up in March, when all the shows are ending and the new April shows haven't started yet. That's when I'll probably get caught up. But we can talk about some anime. If you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. So because of the Anime Awards and then having to watch a bunch of stuff for Monday, I had postponed. Pat, have you ever done a historical or aeronautical model on stream? Solve. The closest I have gotten to anything real world are the cars I've done that are Initial D from Initial D. So nothing ever historical or anything like that. So that's the closest because those are based on real cars, which is why they're not snap kits, which is why they're glue kits or liquid cement kits. So that's the closest I've ever gotten is doing that, which I know is not, which are cool. I think they're very cool, but those are the closest things to real world things because they are very similar to their real world counterparts that I've ever done. So today's episode of Science Fell in Love. They're on the beach. They're going to be doing they're going to be doing presentations for other science clubs. So they're trying to get their last minute information in. We've been joined by an alumni from the school who are from the science club who is a not successful yet manga artist, and we're getting some information that she is so obsessed with getting what she wants as far as vis-a-vis photos that she is often aggressive in getting those things, getting the situations she wants to get inspiration for her manga. So we're going to sense that she might be a little bad news. Very fun interactions. So the thing with it is that one of the big things they're studying is, can they scientifically prove or not that two characters in the show are in love with each other or interested in each other romantically? Even though it is very obvious that they are romantically inclined, obvious doesn't mean anything if you don't have the scientific information to back it up. So they want to do an experiment where they have a close physical contact because that's a very good indicator of these things. And they want to do it in their swimsuits because they're skin to skin contact. But as the dude puts it, his interest, his scientific partner, in a swimsuit, she is 2.34 times sexier, which is somehow incredibly specific, but also complete. A lot of it is like complete and utter nonsense. That's also very specific. It is. Sometimes there's science that I don't know if it's real science, but like it's real detailed science, and it's a lot sometimes. I still say it's an enjoyable show, but it is sometimes pretty weird. I still like it. It's still a fun romantic comedy. It's real weird. And then we have some stuff we have a reoccurring. We had a guy who tried to pick up one of the characters and got shot down. He then attempts to pick up another character and gets punched in the face. And it is cute. But he's like, there's a fun thing where he's like, oh, I think these guys are bothering, my member of the science club who I also have a long history with, who I'm definitely in love with, but not talking about it, the other couple in the show. And he has a moment where he's like, I need to do something about this. He's like, oh, it's probably nothing. They're probably just talking about Pokemon Go. They don't say that. They say whatever. It's definitely talking about Pokemon Go, but they're not going to say the name of it. Equivalent. And then like a guy touches the girl, and he freaks out. And they're like, we weren't doing anything. We were just talking about Pokemon Go. And they say, but you're right. Our friend's got to stop touching girls like that on the arm like that. which is like at least they acknowledge like, yeah, our friend isn't great. Also, there's this. They use the scientific method to describe where to swing a hammer for the watermelon, blindfolded watermelon thing. It was very weird. Uh, just a weird little moment in the show, but not like I don't know. Like it's a weird program, but it's enjoyable. Overall, I would say that I do enjoy Science Fell in Love. I mean, I like silly shows like that. I like silly romantic comedies. Nobody is. So here's the thing. Nobody is tsundere. One of them is a weird girl. She's a little dedere, but like not tsundere about it. Uh, and that's great because it's my least favorite thing in anime is that they're clueless and prideful, but they're not. Nobody's tsundere about it, and that's great because I don't like that in my anime. All right, so with this here, now we get one more sticker. All right, moving on. Welcome to Demon School. Okay, so this show I think is like I think they said it's going to be 23 episodes. I'm going to look this up. Welcome to Demon School. I knew last week, but I can't remember how many episodes it's going to be. 23 episodes. So this was episode, I think, 21. I think. Let me check it out here. Let's see. That up there. So this was episode. Yeah, this is episode 21. Okay, so a big thing happening in the background of Welcome to Demon School throughout most of it was there was a girl that was like kind of a plain Jane. She wore glasses. She seemed meek and maybe not great. She's in the Misfits class, but we don't know why. But every once in a while, the anime would go out of its way to show that she was annoyed with Iruma, and we never knew why. And now we know why this girl was so mad at Iruma, and it's because he stands out. And she's not allowed to do that because she is hiding how cute she is because she has the ability to, she's an incredibly cute character and is a Devi doll, which is their version of Idol. And apparently, this is like a fun little nonsense thing. In their world, idols are entertainers that relieve stress so that demons aren't too evil. They have a buildup of evil, and they can release it in fun ways, like idol concerts. And it's basically, she's just an idol, and they just call it Devi dolls. She's an idol. So, she can't interact the way she would like to, because she's living in a secret. So she doesn't like Iruma, and it's been hinted a little bit that there might be malice, like, hey, you never know who may feel malicious out there, and be aware of that. We're getting to the end of the season, so it's like kind of interesting that we're dealing with this right now, but it's also like I feel like I would have liked a little more development of this. Like this is going to be the end of this season. I thought the rest of the season was going to be other characters attempting to prove that Iruma is human, which is a big issue, obviously, in the show. Iruma is a human guy, so they got to prove or disprove that. So I thought that was going to be more of the show this season, but that is not the case. Oh, I should say this here. So previously, we've had these doors on kits have been solid pieces and stickers, but because this is pagoda style, it is just layers of plastic, and I kind of don't hate that. I kind of like it. Um, I didn't know this was green. I think the green is a good touch since the snakes in the front are going to be green. I think that's kind of a neat touch. All right, moving on. Uh, but let's see. Okay, so then this is going to go like this. All right, so yeah, Irma. So it wasn't my favorite episode. Uh, it was kind of fun because they went to like a very Japanese style like idol show where the characters are like doing their thing and people are having fun, and you get to see Clara with like uh, uh, lights and stuff, and it is pretty fun. Um, but yeah, for the most part, uh, it was kind of nonsense, and we're gonna lead into. So one of two things is gonna happen. One would assume. One, Irma like helps her out because he's figured out her secret, and she realizes that like, oh, he's not I've been mad at him. I shouldn't have been mad at him, or he just defeats her, and then she becomes his nemesis. Because right now, one of the things that's kind of interesting is Iruma has turned any nemesis that he's had into a friend by his very nature. There's Alice, who is now his like loyal servant, even though he doesn't want him to be, but his friend and confidant. Uh, there is Saburo, who is the guy that wants. If this was not a comedy show, he would be the main character. He's the guy who wants to be the Demon King, and he's a giant man, strong, brash guy that like the first day of school tried to fight a teacher. Um, he would be the guy that is like going out of his way to try to be that in another anime. Um, Also, he wants to be the Demon King because it's the coolest thing you can do as a demon. If you're a demon, there's nothing cooler than being the Demon King, so why wouldn't he want to be one? Which is a great character motivation for a silly supporting character in a comedy anime. I think that motivation is all he really needs. It's just like, what am I, not going to do the coolest thing possible? Why? Why wouldn't I? So I do appreciate that. But yeah, this was an alright episode. There was like a little bit of a song that was fine, like this kind of idol song. Uh, I assume that Iruma is going to have to fill in to protect her secret or something. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think it'd actually be kind of cool if she was like, at the end of it, she was just like, I hate you. And it didn't work, because that's at least setting up for like the second season, if there is another season of the show. I don't know. But yeah, I still like it. I still think it's a good show. And then My Hero Academia. So I know that this is not filler. That this story arc. This story arc feels like manga filler. The school festival is coming up, and Class 1A is going to do a rock dance thing for all the students to come and relieve stress in the gym, and they're going to play live performance and dance. So they got to figure out who's in the band. Jiro can play instruments. That's her thing. She can play a lot of instruments, and she's a pretty good teacher. So, and then Pinky can is a great dancer and can teach dancing. And then they also figure out that they should also have effects. So there's going to be the tech team, and I was like, hell yeah, that's a good thing. So now not everyone has to dance. Y'all. Tokiyama has a guitar. The Dark Bird boy, the guy whose mutation that he has a bird head has nothing to do with his hero power, his quirk. That dude is playing guitar. And they're like, why didn't you tell us you could play guitar? He's like, I stopped after the F chord. And then they're like, that's what a lot of guitarists, people who learn guitar, give up. And so he can kind of play, but he was never that great. Also, Bakugo has studied music and is a natural drummer, which is just character development, that Bakugo has a thing. Uh, and he doesn't want to do it, because why would Bakugo want to do anything? And then he just gets fucking teased into it by the beginning, like, yeah, I heard it's hard. And he's like, Rah! So he does it, because he's Bakugo, and garbage. Kind of garbage. Uh, the fact that Deku is not in the band is surprising, but it's not out there. And then Jiro sings a song, and it's one of those like, oh, that's real fun and cool. And there's a bit where the dude with naval laser dude, whose name I can't remember, Aoyama, I think. He's like, they're like, you can be the laser light show, or no, you can be the disco ball. And he was like, yeah, I'm into that. It was kind of fun. So one thing I will say that is interesting about what's happening right now is, like, so obviously it feels like, the school's going to do their things, they're going to play music, it's going to be this whole thing, and they're going to, like, try to instill some, like, fun and showcase, like, hey, we're sorry that, villains have tried to kill us or kidnap us, and, like, put you at risk, so here's a cool thing. But what keeps it from being just a fluffy, like, thing is this threat. Because, like, you could imagine, oh, I'm sure something bad's going to happen, there's some villains or whatever. They're telling you. They're just telling you, hey, here's a villain who's older, who apparently was around when vigilantes were whatever, and people just had powers, and some used it for good, and some used it for evil before the rules came in, and they started designating people, and there were hero agencies, and that all happened. He's trying to, the gentleman villain, or the gentle criminal, but he's basically just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking attack UA during the school festival for YouTube clicks, because his YouTube videos don't do super well before they get deleted, but people are downloading and are ripping and then re-uploading hero killer stain videos, and he's getting violence is getting so many more clicks than gentlemanly things about tea and anarchy, I guess. I'm not really sure. I don't know if this dude, this dude apparently has beaten some heroes, but I have no idea if he's going to, like, be dangerous or not. But it is kind of interesting. So, like, it does add a little bit of danger. Also the fact that, how dare they? They're going to bring that lovely little girl who just, like, barely got out alive from her encampment, or her being locked up and raised by a murderer, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna take her to, we're gonna have her learn what school stuff is like. We'll have her go to the festival. They're gonna put her life in danger again, so Deku can learn, because it was Deku's idea. It's like, oh man. Hope it works out okay. And but yeah, I'm excited to see what their rockin' song is like. And it was a cool little bit of business. I also appreciate that the cellophane tape guy is like, I want to use my abilities on the tech crew. And I was like, yeah, dude, you definitely do. You are such a weird, middle-of-the-road character. You really do need to, like, be on that team and, like, help out wherever needed, man. You're you're not going to be standing out otherwise. But yeah, seems pretty cool. Might be some fun and also some danger. Oh yeah, and then also Deku is learning. Uh, he's making some understanding. Someone described it that shoot style is obviously shoot style. If you've been watching, is him using his feet instead of his fists because he's got stronger legs and then he's got some abilities to help with that. But really, shoot style is fist. It's just foot punching. It's just that he just is like, well, I'll just punch with my feet. And I never thought of it that way, and now I can't think of it as anything but feet punching, which is just so dumb, but also perfect. Yeah, he foot punches. Oh, God. But yeah. That's just what a kick is. Well, Silver Streak, it is different. Kicking is not foot punching, but for Deku, it definitely is. There are some differences. Exactly the same. Anyway, he's gonna try to do a move that does distance because he doesn't have the ability to do distance attacks, and so he's gonna try to work on a thing to use his vast pressure to move the air. I guess is the big thing. I don't know. Whatever. It seemed fine. All right, let's keep building our pagodas here. Oh, weird. More stickers. Weird. And then the last show is Spectre. And we finally learned a little bit about our dude's cousin, who, well, Funimation has given up on the simuldub, and I'm listening to the Japanese voices for the first time in a long time, and I'm still adjusting to how much Bakugo sounds like a Yakuza. Yeah, Lashbrook, I've only listened to the dub a bit because I was doing a thing where I was talking to someone about it, so I listened to the dub to kind of get a chance on the voices, and I think Sabat does a great job, because I think his All Might is great, and I think his different versions of who All Might is are good, but yeah, Deku's Japanese voice actor is just he's a lot. He is definitely a whole lot of nonsense and great at it. But yeah. He's just so angry. Yeah, I haven't really listened to too much of it to really give a good comparison between the different ones. I'm not going to say quality-wise. I do know that the same voice actor does Present Mike the whole series in Japan, and in America, the first guy that did Present Mike gave up because it hurt his voice too much to be recording it all the time for all of the narration. So he was like, "Hey, I don't want to do this anymore," which is like, "Yeah, man, take care of business. Take care of yourself." Just had to get a different guy to do it. And what was I say? Okay, so Spectre. We're gonna finally learn a little bit about this whole cousin who definitely ate. She's apparently frail and weak, and we're thinking might have something to do with the murderer, this ghostly murderer that's happening. There'll be some character interactions that are cool and fun. And here's the thing I didn't realize. 2 years has passed on the show. What? 2 years from the opening episode, 2 episodes, to where we are now was the span of 2 years because I knew some time had passed because they had started to date, which felt like an odd thing to happen like out of nowhere. Is this the right piece? I'm starting to think this is not the right piece. I was like, why won't these fit in? Because it's wrong. Here we go. This is 18. I pulled the wrong piece, y'all. But yeah, apparently 2 years have passed since which makes sense that the over the course of these 2 years, the our main characters have started to date each other when one was interested in dating the other one. That makes more sense now than it did at the time, because at the time it didn't really make any sense. Like, why did they end up together? That's weird. So I guess, working together for 2 years, and one is certainly interested in the other, and one was was in a relationship that ended because his fiance left him. Okay, I'm starting to understand a little bit more how this happened, which I didn't understand at first. So I'm starting to get it a little bit more. But yeah, I had no idea that 2 years had transpired between the first bit of the show and where we are now. That was surprising. I will say it was a surprising bit of news. Okay, so I need 28 and 27 for the top of this pagoda. I'm going to need that twice. But overall, the show is a lot slower than I thought it'd be, and it's a lot less action than I originally thought it was going to be. I still like it. I still think Spectre is pretty cool. It's one of the shows that I do look forward to. I have 3 things that come out on Saturday, so I do have a lot to look forward to when it comes to anime on those days. But yeah, it's something that so as I'm decompressing Saturday night next weekend after PAX, or during PAX, that night, if I have the time, if I'm going to watch a thing that day probably after all the panels I've done, if I go out or whatever. It will probably be Iruma-kun, I should say, Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. But that Sunday, when I get back from PAX, or on the train if the Wi-Fi is good, I'm going to watch Spectre because I am interested to see where it's going. I think that's a cool show. We'll see. But yeah, I think it is a neat piece of programming. And now I'm interested in this cousin character who most likely has magic abilities. Is there a way I can send you an industrial-sized container of hand sanitizer, Delta packs? Be self, everyone authentic. Silver Streak, I appreciate that very much. There certainly will be more hand sanitizer on the venue, and I will be doing my damnedest to do more cleaning of my hands, throughout, using hand sanitizer when I need it. Try to do a lot of elbow bumps instead of fist bumps or whatever. And I will have to be on the show floor, but I'm gonna attempt to, I'm gonna try to do a lot of my show floor stuff on Thursday, and then just be in the panel rooms for the rest of the weekend. I also, I don't get, I don't get sick that often. Knock on wall. Hopefully that is a thing that will continue in my life, but it is a true statement. I will endeavor to be healthy. One of the things I'm going to try to do is get sleep, and the fact that I'm not tabling means that hopefully I will be able to sleep in some. Because my first panel on Friday is at 11 a.m. and my first panel on Saturday, depending on the arrangements for the Airbnb I'm at. If there's not a lot of things happening on a Saturday, if I can sleep in on Saturday, I'll get some sleep. Yes. But I'm gonna try to keep my my sleep up, so that I keep my keep things healthy and keep warding off any issues. But yeah, I'm gonna try to stay healthy where I can and when I can, and keep a positive mental attitude. So these stickers don't really want to stay on. I'm not going to do these stickers. They don't really want to stay on, and I don't like how they look, so I'm not going to do them. These are just the very tops of the pagoda here. I just don't like the look of those stickers, so I'm not going to bother with them. They don't really want to stay on anyway, so fuck them. We'll just move on. We still have window pane pieces to put on here. 31 and 30 on C4 and C5. So we'll do that. But yeah, I'm going to try to keep my sleep up, hey, eating healthy on a trip like this is very difficult. I'm not expecting to be able to keep up with that. I will endeavor to do that, but I am not expecting to be able to. I'm probably gonna eat what I can when I can, and just kind of treat it like that. But hopefully, I'll be able to find some time to eat fairly healthy. Try to keep that as a thing. But yeah, my arrangements for the Airbnb that I'm staying in, it's totally possible that I won't have the ability to really sleep in, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So also, it is a 25-minute walk to the convention center. So depending on how cold it is, because now I can get a better sense now that we're getting closer to the event of the 10-day. Looks like so Boston. But as long as it doesn't get super, super cold, I will be able to, and it won't, I mean, it's not going to be that cold, and it looks like it's going to be rainy in the beginning of the week, but then mostly cloudy and sunny, but like not super cold during the day, so I should be able to walk it, and that'll be good because that'll get kind of wake me up. I love walking into a convention. Because it just like wakes you up and lets you start processing what's going on and all that. So I will 30. That is very helpful. If you can do it, is to get some exercise in for a con. And it'll also be good because I'm still doing Pokemon Go, so I will have plenty of opportunities to catch some Pokemon. And that'll be good for me, a guy that wants to catch Pokemon. Hatch some eggs, get somebody, do a trade here and there. Try to catch them all, so hopefully I can get a few things here and there. All right, so we got another sticker to put on. Weird thing to say. I think I literally already said that tonight. Oh, weird, another sticker. But I think I already made that joke, so sorry that I already made that joke. All right. Go there. Lots of stickers. Do you have Pokeball Plus? No, Solf, I do not have Pokeball Plus. And I always thought about getting that, but I never did. I just have Pokemon Go, and of course, now I have a buddy hanging out with me, doing things, feeding him treats, having him come hang out with me as I walk around, having him get candies so I can evolve him, and then never look at him again once he's evolved. Because I got another one of him in a different way. So I don't need him. Alright. There. This goes. There we go. That is our top of our pagoda. And now we're going to work on the other parts. I'm not going to put those stickers on because I didn't like it how they looked in the other part. So here's the other roof piece there that I was wrong about before. It goes like this. And then we need a 17s. Those. It's really great if you're walking with someone, so you're not looking at your phone the whole time. Okay. That is nice. That way you're not looking down if you're on the move. Yeah, you definitely set up a good case for that. Good case for that. Kind of need a Switch to get the most out of it, though. Yeah, that would also make sense since I don't have a Switch. Yeah, so I will not be playing Animal Crossing, but I'm excited for my friends who will be looking forward to some Animal Crossings. I am, however, going to be able to play. I'm gonna get that Doom. I'm gonna get that Doom. I'm a little worried about the platforming because that seems odd, but I've heard pretty okay things about it. I'm just a little worried. But mostly, I'm looking forward to it. Alright. So, this goes on here. Try to line this up right. Alright, so that lines up like that. And then this lines up like this. And then this lines up. Tiny piece. Alright, look at that. We just really threw a whole lot of pieces there on our kit. Really got a lot done with that small application. And then we're going to have to build some oh god, we got a lot of stickers to put on here. That's what all these stickers. You see all these stickers here? All of these are going to go on the paddles that go on the sides. And then all of these sticker pieces, which are least long pieces, are going to go on our snakes, on our Yudas. Our snake creatures that are in the front. There's a lot of stickers that are going to go on this kit. If you were like, Pat, I'm missing all the stickers. I wish there were more. Don't you fucking worry. There are plenty more. Plenty more where that came from. Do you want where 64 and 68 go? I don't think I missed them. We'll find out where they go. Oh, okay, they go over here. Oh, that's right. This does do the thing where you can take off the bottom of the boat and replace the bottom of the boat there. There will be some water transfers in our next stream, probably for the for the sails that we'll have to put on that are not stickers on here. But yeah, there's a lot. Oh, also you can take these paddles off and replace them with other paddles. Or if you want to use the it's sailing in water thing. To get it to automatically spin stuff and catches for you, you need to store Pokemon from Let's Go. Oh yes, okay. Oh, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the Poke Plus. I was like, I don't know what this means. What were we talking about? Alright, yeah, so we still have some stuff to do on this kit. I don't think we're going to finish this up on Monday, but we are done for today. It's still wild seeing One Piece in color. Yeah. I hear you. But yeah, so this is we are making progress, right? We still have to put big components on here, but most of the ship itself, other than like the bottom and a few other things, like we still have pieces left to put on here, and then the cool water parts, because you can set it up that it's sitting on or that it's actually floating in water, which is cool. But yeah, we're definitely got more to do. Like, it just takes a while. Like, we applied a ton of stickers to this kit, and we have more to go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. My next stream is Monday. I'm streaming on Monday and Wednesday next week. Guaranteed build streams, Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Please come and hang out with me if you can. But also, I think I'm going to stream on Tuesday. I will announce on Monday to give you notice, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know the time yet. I have to figure out the time. But I'm going to stream I'm going to do another stream on Tuesday, and it'll be a Twitch Sing stream where if you donate any money, you can pick whatever song I'll sing, and I'll give my all to it. But that's going to be on Tuesday as a bonus. I just don't know the time yet, but stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter if you don't already. Twitter.com/PatBaer. I never plug my Twitter on here, but I said I dropped below 7,000 Twitter followers, and I'd like to get back up there. I don't have to, but I'd like to. Thank you for being here. Thanks to everybody that hung out. I'm gonna run an ad. You don't have to watch the ad, but if you can, if you're not a subscriber, watch that ad. It gives me a little bit of money. Thanks so much for hanging out, and have a great evening. Bye bye.